Right, hi everyone, and welcome back to Warren's Team Talk. I'm sorry I'm just a couple of minutes late. I had some issues with Twitter, and my computer decided that it wanted to do a reboot, and I don't know. But anyway, I hope that everyone's well and healthy and having a great day. I'm fine despite all these IT issues I've had. So welcome, and thanks for popping in. It's great to see you, and I hope that today is going to be exciting and interesting. A couple of hours ago, sadly, the Premier League match between Burnley and Aston Villa got called off. So, what I've decided to do, I'm going to try and do what we'd normally do, but do it from the games that are surviving. I think there's about 3 or 4 games in the there's 3 or 4 games in the Championship that are scheduled to start in about 15 minutes, which is Blackburn, Rovers, and Birmingham, and also what's the other ones? Blackburn, Rovers, and Birmingham, and there's Blackpool and Peterborough, Bristol City and Huddersfield Town, and Notts Forest and Hull City. So hopefully we'll get a good bit of entertainment out of those ones. It'll be interesting anyway. And Dan's in the chat already. Hi Dan, how you doing? He says, hello, I unfortunately have to miss this one, but I will check in at half time. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much, Dan, and I'll look forward to seeing you at half time, mate. And take care, and we'll look forward to seeing you at half time if you can. Don't worry if you can't, it's fine. We'll catch you on the next one. So we'll see what happens. So what I've done is I went to Twitter to try and get some starting lineups for the games that we are going to be able to cover today. And we've got starting lineup for Blackburn Rovers, who are playing Birmingham, Ewood Park, and that's their team there. Kaminsky, Nyembe, Lenahan is the captain, Van Hecke, Wharton, Pickering, Travis, Rothwell, Buckley, Cadra, and Brereton Diaz. And the substitutes bench is Pears, Ayala, Davenport, Johnson, Clarkson, Butterworth, and Gallagher. And Birmingham's side for this afternoon is Sarkic, Pedersen, Roberts, Sanderson, Friend, Graham, James, Sunjic, McGree, Deeney, that's the infamous Troy Deeney, the man with plenty of cojones, is the captain, Anike, and on the bench they've got Etheridge, Colin, Woods, Bella, Hall, Hogan, and Jutkovic, I think it is. And the starting 11s for Blackpool and Peterborough United are as follows. Let me put that on full screen so you can see that properly. So Blackpool have gone with Dan Grimshaw, Jordan Gabriel, Marvin Expieteta. Apologies for people as well if I butcher these names because I've not seen most of these names before. Reece James, Ryan Wintle, Kenny Dougal, Josh Bowler, Kishi Anderson, Shane Lavery, Gary Madine, and then on the subs bench we got Stuart Moore, Dujon Sterling, Daniel Greterson, Callum Connolly, Sonny Carey, Owen Dale, Jerry Yates, and the Peterborough United starting 11 is Cornell, Edwards, Thompson, Taylor, Clark Harris, Dembele, Grant, Knight, Burrows, Norburn, and Tomlinson. And on the subs bench, they've got Blackmore, Kent, Simdadich. No, not Simdadich. It's Simodix, Puku, Ward, Randall, and Barker. And I have to say, that geezer in the Peterborough kit there, to me, I'm not being funny, but he looks like Granit Xhaka, poor bastard. Yeah, so that's the starting 11s for Blackpool and the Posh. And then Notts, it's Bristol City and Huddersfield Town. Now, Bristol City, they're managed by former Leicester manager. Oh, God, what's his name? I can't even remember the poor bugger's name now. But he's a fella who sat in the press conference and had a right go at this guy in the media telling him that he thought he had his head, he thought he was an ostrich or something mad like that. But anyway, so the Bristol City starting 11 is Bentley, Viner, Callas, Atkinson, Scott, Masengo, James, Benarus, Semenyo, Weeman, Martin, and on the bench they've gone with O'Leary, Tanner, De Silva, Pring, Backington, Conway, and Wells. And then Huddersfield Town starting 11 is Lee Nichols, Harry Toffolo, Matty Pearson, Lewis O'Brien, Scott High, Sobre Thomas, Dwayne Holmes, Daniel Sanini, Danny Ward, Levy Colwell, Tom Lees, and on the bench they're going with Ryan Schofield, Jordan Rhodes, Josh Karoma, Josh Ruffles, Ollie Turton, Naby Sarr, and Aaron Rowe. So that's the news from Ashton Gate. So let's see the next one. The next one we're going to look at is Notts Forest against Hull City. And the Notts Forest starting 11 is Samba, Spence, Worrell, Graban, Colback, Zinkernagel. Goodness sake. I'm going to struggle with that one. Johnson, Yates, Ose Tutu. I wonder if that's the guy that is on Arsenal. I think he's on loan at Forest, actually, or CA Tutu. McKenna, Garner. The subs bench has got Horvath, Figueiredo, Bong, Cafu, Carvalho, Meaton, and Taylor. Cafu and Carvalho. That's the actual Cafu from years ago. Carvalho, I'm sure. Because if it is, they'll be like spanking sides left, right, and centre. And the whole City lineup is Baxter, Greaves, Smallwood, Wilkes, Doherty, Honeyman, Lewis Potter, Longman, McLaughlin, Bernard, and McGuinness. And the bench consists of Ingram, I think that's, Elder, Eves, Cannon, Williams, T. Smith, and Huddleston. So, that's the starting 11s for this afternoon. So, hopefully, hopefully we'll have a good afternoon of entertainment. So, but we'll see what happens. Let's just take that off now. Yeah. So everyone, what do you think is going to happen today? What do you think the scores are going to be in these games? Please feel free to put a comment in saying what you think the teams will be and what the scores will be, what your thoughts are about the Premier League continuing, whether it's the right thing to do or whether it should be put on hold for a few weeks. Sorry about that. I just need to have a little bit of water. Yeah, so, what do you think about that? What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it should be postponed for a short period? Do you think it should be postponed indefinitely? Do you think we should carry on? My thoughts is that we should postpone it till probably middle of January. Just postpone it for a month and see how we are then. But with the option, postpone it until the middle of January, but with the option, if it's necessary, to extend it further. Because my opinion, people's lives are far more important than a game of football, to be quite frank. So, yeah, we'll see we'll see what happens with that. But I'll be interested to know what everyone else thinks. So yeah, there you go. So that's the starting 11s for today. Let's have a look. But the thing I was just going to say as well, that the game this evening between Leeds United and Arsenal, that apparently still seems to be going ahead at 5:30 at Ellen Road. There's 4 games in Scotland as well that are due to be played this afternoon, and it looks like that they're still going ahead. So let's have a look at the BBC website and see what they're saying about the matches. So okay. So as you can see, the Aston Villa Burnley game is postponed. Man United Brighton game was postponed. Apparently, the Villa Burnley game was only postponed 2 hours before kickoff. And given the distance that the Burnley fans would have had to travel, I just think that's absolutely appalling. I mean, cancelling it 2 hours before kickoff, I just don't think that's acceptable. A decision should have been made, unless there's something really dramatic happened. I just do not find that acceptable at all. There must have been a doubt, like late yesterday, about whether or not they were going to be able to play it. So, in my opinion, if there's any doubt whatsoever, then the game should have been called off. No question whatsoever. I mean, at the end of the day, and I know football fans are going to hate me for saying it, but at the end of the day, it's just a game. All right? And people's lives are far more important. You know, I know Bill Shankly once said football important is really important. It's more important than life and death and all that carrying, or whatever the quote was. But, you know, this is serious, man. And people's lives are being put in danger. And I just do not think it's appropriate. I remember being at a game, going to a game in Ashford. I live in North Kent. And I travelled down to Ashford with my mate. And the game we went to see was, I think it was Ashford against Maidstone United, and it was a pre-season friendly. And the game got called off, like, I think 10 minutes before it was due to start because the pitch was frozen or something like that. And we were pissed off about that. But yeah, no, this is serious because a frozen pitch ain't going to kill anyone, is it? Unless you like trying to play football and you go over and you seriously injure yourself. But even then, it's not likely to kill you. It'd be highly unlikely that it did. But this is about people's lives, and people are dying from this illness. Let's not forget that. And yes, I heard this morning that yesterday they recorded something like 80-odd thousand cases or something. So, this it needs to be taken seriously. So, anyway, so some of the games have kicked off. It's 3:05. I'll stop waffling on about coronavirus because I don't want my channel getting shut down. So in Scotland, in the Scottish Premiership, it's Livingston 0, Ross County 0, Motherwell 0, St Johnstone 0, Rangers 0, Dundee United 0. Come on, the Dundee United. Come on, you boys. And then in the Championship, it's goalless in all our featured games there, as you can see. Earlier today, Middlesbrough won by 1-0. That's a great result for the Borough, by the way, because it means that it closes the gap for them on the leaders. Bournemouth, looks like the wheels are starting to come off there. So let's have a look at the table and see what that result for the Borough has done for the Championship table. So let's have a look. Championship. Let's have a look. Yes, so look, you can see Bournemouth have slipped down to second. Fulham have got a game in hand over second place Bournemouth and are 2 points clear. Bournemouth haven't won a game in 5 games. They've lost 2 and drawn 5. And then the next chasing pack of 4 teams is West Brom, Blackburn, Queen's Park Rangers and Stoke City. I'm sure Kevin Campbell was absolutely delighted about that, to see his son's side up there, and rightly so. Let's hope that his son, I think his name's Tyrese, manages to do well for them and help get them promoted. Notts for Middlesbrough now are up into 8th. And the Chris Wilder is the boss there now, I believe. He's the ex Sheffield United manager. So yeah, they seem to be doing really well at the moment. And I was listening to the game while I was getting ready for this show, and to me it sounded like they could have had a couple more near the end. Yeah, so let's see. I think there might have been some goals. So let's have a look. Yeah, and there's been a goal. There's been a goal. There's been a goal, and it's come at Bristol City at Aston Gate, and it's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 0. Let's see who scored that goal for the Robins. Sorry there, I just clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, so let's see if we can find out who scored that goal for the Robins. And Wellman scored after 2 minutes. It was assisted by Semiaya. Yeah, so it's a good start for the Robins. Although it looks like Huddersfield have had most of the possession. Bristol City have only had 33% as opposed to Huddersfield's 67%. Yeah, sadly, Was it a penalty? It's a bit weird. Because it's saying that they scored from a penalty, and it was scored by Zach Wiener. But the information I've got here says it was Weeman who scored after 2 minutes. I don't get that. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think the best thing to do there is ignore that. And, yep. We want to see goals flying in left, right, and centre, and we have done. And it's come at Blackburn this time, and it's gone to Blackburn Rovers. They're 1-0 up against Birmingham City, and it's been scored by Buckley after 6 minutes. And Blackburn so far have enjoyed 51% possession, and they've had one shot, and one of which has been on target, and it's the goal. So there you go. Yeah, sadly, it looks like we're not going to be able to get live commentary as we were, as we normally do on a Saturday from the BBC website, where it updates us at every game. But never mind, we'll do our very best to keep you updated with what's going on. Yeah, goal. Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 0. John Buckley, Blackburn Rovers, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner. So there you go. There you have it, folks. John Buckley does the business for the Rovers, puts them 1-0 up in the Championship, and let's see if we can get the table up again, see what that's doing to the table. Yeah, so Blackburn now, they're up into third, and this is a live table as it gets updated as goals go in. Yeah, so there you go. Blackburn are third, West Brom are fourth, QPR are fifth, and Stoke City are sixth. Coventry are seventh, and Middlesbrough are eighth, and Nottingham Forest are ninth. And yeah, so it's hotting up there. It's certainly hotting up. So there you go. But yeah, so those games that I was telling you about, the Blackburn and Birmingham games, which are the ones we're covering today, Blackpool and Peterborough, Bristol City and Huddersfield, and Notts Forest and Hull are the only games that are going ahead in the Championship. And then the rest of the games, Cardiff and Derby, Coventry and Stoke, Millwall and Preston, QPR and Swansea, Reading and Luton have all been postponed. So, yeah, there you go. So let's see what's going on around the rest of the country at this moment in time. So in League One, the games between Wimbledon and Portsmouth, Bolton and Wycombe Wanderers, Burton Albion and Milton Keynes, Gillingham and Crewe Alexander, Lincoln City and Doncaster Rovers, Sheffield Wednesday and Accrington Stanley have all been postponed. So in the remaining games, Cambridge United are drawing 0-0 with Rotherham United. Ipswich Town are drawing 0-0 with Sunderland. Sunderland, of course, come to the Emirates Stadium next week for their League Cup tie with Arsenal. Morecambe are drawing 0-0 with Fleetwood Town. Oxford United are losing 1-0 at home to Wigan Athletic. Plymouth Argyle are drawing 0-0 with Charlton Athletic. And Shrewsbury Town are winning 1-0 against Cheltenham Town. Now, in League 2, there's 4 games in progress there. We've got Rochdale 1-0, who are 1-0 up against Newport County. Salford City are drawing 0-0 with Stevenage. Sutton United are drawing 0-0 with Harrogate Town. And Tranmere Rovers are drawing 0-0 with Leyton Orient. And in the National League, Gateshead are 1-0 up against Brackley Town. Leamington are 1-0 down at home to Kettering Town. National League South, Billericay Town are drawing 0-0 with Chelmsford City. Ebbsfleet United are drawing 0-0 with Bath City. Hemel Hempstead Town are drawing 0-0 with Chippenham Town. And some FA Trophy games there. Let's go through that for the laugh. So, AFC Flyde are drawing 0-0 with Solihull Moors. Aldershot Town drawing 0-0 with Kingstonian. Barnet are drawing 0-0 with Boreham Wood. Boston United are drawing 0-0 with Kidderminster Harriers. Cheshunt are drawing 0-0 with Bishop Stortford. Craig Wanderers, I've been to that ground. Gee whiz, not a particularly nice area at all. Are drawing 0-0 with Dartford. Curzon Ashton are drawing 0-0 with Alfreton. Dover Athletic are drawing 0-0 with Bromley. Eastleigh are drawing 0-0 with Enfield Town. Farsley Celtic are drawing 0-0 with Southport. That Dover Athletic game and Bromley game, I can tell you, is a bit of a derby game. I've been to Dover's ground, and I've got a funny story about Dover, but I'll tell you in a minute. Folkestone Invictus, another ground I've been to, drawing 0-0 with Uxbridge. Hungerford Town are drawing 0-0 with Weymouth. Kings Lynn Town are drawing 0-0 with Nantwich Town. And Lark Hall Athletic are drawing 0-0 with AFC Towton. Game between Maidenhead United and Maidstone United has been called off. Matlock Town are drawing 0-0 with York City. Morpeth Town are drawing 0-0 with Lancaster City. Needham Market. I've never seen a football club with the name Market in it before. That's the first. Needham Market are drawing 0-0 with Wealdstone. Plymouth Parkway are drawing 0-0 with Dulwich Hamlet. Radcliffe are drawing 0-0 with Spennymoor Town. Slough Town are drawing 0-0 with Eastbourne Borough. Southend United are losing 1-0 at home to Dorking Wanderers. St Albans City are drawing 0-0 with Braintree Town. Stockport County drawing 0-0 with Grimsby. Come on to Stockport. Stockport, we covered them for a little while when I was in my FA Cup series. They unfortunately lost to Rotherham United in the second round by 1-0, and Rotherham, of course, have been drawn away at QPR in the third round. So that's going to be a big day out for all the people at Rotherham, and who are now holding the Warren's Team Talk banner. So, yeah, there you go. Tunbridge Angels are drawing 0-0 with Torquay United. Wrexham are drawing 0-0 with Gloucester City. Yeovil are drawing 0-0 with Woking. And, yeah, there you go. Oh, no. And my boys, Dunfermline Athletic, are losing 1-0 away at Kilmarnock. Yeah, so this story I was going to tell you about Dover, right? Now, I wasn't at the game, but my mate went. and they were playing Tunbridge, and one of the Tunbridge fans was giving the Dover goalkeeper a lot of old chops, and it started getting a bit heated between the two of them. Then all of a sudden, I think Tunbridge scored or something, and Tunbridge fan couldn't contain himself, and he ran onto the pitch, and he had hold of the Dover goalkeeper by the scruff of the neck like that, and he had hold of the Tunbridge goalkeeper, Dover goalkeeper by the scruff of his neck like that, and he's like that. Oh my God, it was absolute madness. But anyway, so let's see what's going on in these games of ours. So, and there's been another goal. Probably been a bit late to the party with this one, but so there's been a goal. It's come at Blackpool, and it's Blackpool 0, Peterborough United 1. So let's see who scored that goal. And it's been scored by Dembele in the 11th minute, and it was assisted by Knight. So, yeah, a good start there for Peterborough by the looks of it. They've had 61% possession. They've had 2 shots, one of which was on target, which is obviously the goal. But Blackpool have had 3 corners. So there you go. So it looks like Blackpool have just had another shot. Attempt missed. Gary Madine Blackpool has a header from the centre of the box, which is close, but missed to the left. And it's assisted by Ryan Wintle with a cross following a corner. And another attempt was saved by Shane Lavery of Blackpool. A header from the centre of the box is saved in the bottom left corner, assisted by Ryan Wintle with a cross. So, yeah. So, with 20 minutes gone, it's Blackpool 1, Birmingham City 0. It's Blackpool 0, Peterborough United 1. And it's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 0. And so far at the City Ground in Nottingham, it's Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 0. And there's been another effort on goal. This time from Peterborough. Attempt missed. Johnson, Clark, Harris, Peterborough United has a left-footed shot from outside the box, which is high and wide to the left, assisted by Jack Taylor. So as they say, it was high, wide and handsome. But at least it wasn't a good old-fashioned up and under, as Eddie Waring used to know. Anyone who's as old as I am and remembers the rugby league on Saturday on, I think it was on Grandstand. They used to have rugby league matches on a Saturday afternoon on Grandstand. Will remember Eddie Waring going, and it's an up and under. Because what used to happen, when they were playing rugby league, right, the players, they'd kick the ball right up in the air, and it'd go flying up in the air, and as it come down, Eddie Waring would go, it's an up and under. So, it was an absolute madness. He was an absolute nutter, that Eddie Waring. He really was. His commentaries were absolutely legendary. So there you go. So let's go and have a look at see what's going on at Blackburn. So Blackburn, they've had 53% possession. It's Birmingham's 47%. They've had 2 shots, Blackburn. Birmingham have had 1. They've had 1 shot on target, which obviously was the goal. And they both had 2 corners. Blackburn have committed 2 fouls and Birmingham have committed 3. live text to see. A foul by Harry Pickering of Blackburn Rovers. Jordan Graham, Birmingham City, wins a free kick in the defensive half. And Ben Brereton, Blackburn Rovers, wins a free kick in the attacking half. Looks like it might be a little bit niggly, this game. Yes, a lot of fouls and free kicks going off. If we don't get a booking or a sending off on this game, by the looks of it, it might be a bit of a turn up. But there you go. So 22 minutes gone at Ewood Park, and it's Blackburn 1 and it's Birmingham City 0. And it looks like it's getting a little bit tasty, guys. And they've got the lineup. So here we can see, I showed you the lineups from Twitter, but let's go through these again because you can see the formations now. This is Blackburn. They're playing a 3-4-1-2. So there you go. That's the Blackburn team. And that's the subs bench. Give you time to read that. So that's subs bench. And then Birmingham, they're going with a 3-5-2. So goalkeeper, then 3 defenders, 5 midfielders and 2 forwards. And Troy Deeney, obviously, big Troy Deeney, the man with all the cojones, is playing up front there for Birmingham. And let's see. Let's see what's going on in the rest of these games. So let's go up to Blackpool now and see what's been going on at Blackpool. So far the match stats, Blackpool have had 41% possession. Peterborough have got obviously 59%. Blackpool have had 3 shots on target. Peterborough have had 3 shots. Blackpool have had 3 shots with 2 on target, and Peterborough have had 3 shots with 1 on target. Blackpool have had 4 corners, and Peterborough are yet to win a corner. And Blackpool have committed 1 foul, and Peterborough haven't committed any as of yet. So it looks like it's quite an entertaining game up there in Blackpool. So in the 23rd minute, Josh Bowler of Blackpool had an attempt saved. There was a left-footed shot from the right side of the box and was saved in the top centre of the goal. And the lineups of Blackpool, they're going for a 4-4-2 formation. And Peterborough are going for a 4-3-1-2. That's interesting. And I just got to say this. That Ashes Test series is turning into a bit of an embarrassment, isn't it? England are getting slapped out of sight. They really are. I mean, let's have a quick look at that. I mean, the hell is going on? England collapsed again as Australia take total control of second test. Australia are 473 for 9 declared and 45 for 1. And England were 236 all out. Because at one point, England were something like about 150 odd for 2. And look at that. Australia are leading by 292. 82. If it was a boxing match, the referee would have stopped it. It's embarrassing. But anyway, let's concentrate on the football. And there's been another goal. And this one has come at Blackpool. And just funnily enough, looks like just as we went and looked at see what was going on with the Ashes, so Peterborough slapped an equaliser in. Let's see who got that one. And it's been scored. Sorry, not by Peterborough. It was by Blackpool. It was scored by Anderson in the 27th minute and assisted by Bowler. Yeah, so there you go, folks. Let's see how that occurred. So a goal. Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 1. Keshi Anderson, Blackpool, scored with a right-shooted shot from very close range to the high centre of the goal and was assisted by Josh Bowler with a cross. So that's good news for Blackpool. They equalised after going behind. I'm sure their supporters would be absolutely delighted with that. The other games, it's still Blackpool 1, Birmingham City 0. And Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 0, and Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 0. When it gets to half time, I promise you we'll go through. I'll give you the half-time scores in every other game up and down the country. And we'll see what else is going on. Right, so let's go down to Aston Gate at Bristol to see what's going on at Bristol City. So the match stats are Bristol City have had 39% possession. Huddersfield Town have had 61%. Bristol City have had 3 shots. Huddersfield have had 4. There's been 2 shots on target from both sides, and Huddersfield have had 4 corners. So it looks like Huddersfield are having the better of this one, although they're still trailing by 1-0. Who's that sound like? Arsenal fans only need to respond to that one. It's certainly not Arsenal. Arsenal under Arsene Wenger, possibly, but not under this current regime, that's for sure. So, offside. Bristol City, Zach Vienna tries a through ball, but Chris Martin is caught offside. There was a foul by Dwayne Holmes, Huddersfield Town. Alex Scott, Bristol City wins a free kick in the defensive half. There was a corner for Huddersfield Town, conceded by Chris Martin. Corner for Huddersfield Town, but conceded by Alex Scott. So yeah, that's the Bristol City game. So let's go and see if we can find out what's going on at the City Ground in Nottingham Forest, the once mighty Notts Forest, who under the legendary Brian Clough won 2 European Cups on the bounce when it was an actual Champions Trophy, not this current current version where anything up to 4 other teams can qualify as well as the champions. It's a bit of a joke, really, isn't it? But still, there you go. Yeah, Notts Forest have had 72% possession. Hull have had 28. I mean, that is mad, isn't it? And they still haven't scored. Forest have had 4 shots. Hull have had none. And Forest have had no shots on target, and neither have Hull. It's a bit disappointing. And they've only had 1 corner. Blimey. Forest have had 1 corner. Hull have had none. Forest have conceded 2 fouls. Hull have conceded 2. Live text. Let's see if we can see if there's anything gone in the last few minutes. And we've got something here we need to show you. Your book, son. Yeah, so there's been a booking. Jack Colbeck of Nottingham Forest is shown a yellow card for a bad foul. So, yeah, there you go. There was an attempt missed by Joe Worrell from Nottingham Forest. A right-footed shot from the outside of the box is too high, and it's assisted by Lewis Graban. Another attempt in the 28th minute, another attempt missed. Brennan Johnson from Notts Forest had a right-footed shot from a difficult angle on the right. Is close but missed to the left, assisted by Dijed Spence. So there you go, folks. So let's go back to this. So after 34 minutes, it's Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 0. Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1 after 33 minutes. Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 0 again after 33 minutes. And then at the City Ground in Nottingham after 31 minutes, it's Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 0. And still there's nobody here to watch my stream. Oh dear, oh Lord. Maybe people just think that I wasn't going to do it because the games all got cancelled. I don't know. But maybe they're all out Christmas shopping. Who knows? Yeah, because it is this time next week it'll be Christmas Day. So there you go. So yeah, it's I'm gonna quickly, while we're on stream, I'm gonna just send a quick WhatsApp message to people to let them know that I'm streaming, see if they want to pop on or not. So yeah, just give me a second. Hold on a sec, because I need to get the link. Right, hold on. 2 seconds, people. I'll just be 2 seconds. I'm just going to select a few people to send it to. Mm. 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 So there you go, folks. Yeah, I've sent it. Did I send it to that person? Hold on, let me just see. Right, I didn't. Hold on a second. Let me send it because I want to send it to that one as well. Right, yeah. So don't be surprised if we don't get a few. My phone don't start binging in a minute, but still, never mind. We won't worry about that. Yeah. So after that brief interlude, it's Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 0, Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 0. So yeah, there you have it. So let's go back up to Blackburn and see what's happening there. And Blackburn have had 54% possession, and opposed to Birmingham's 46. Blackburn have had 7 shots to Birmingham's 2, and Blackburn, though, out of those 7 shots, have only managed to get 1 on target, and Birmingham haven't had any shots on target as of yet. So Troy Deeney's not really working his magic, is he? So he must have forgot to get his cojones polished up and shining for this game. Blackburn have had 5 corners and Birmingham have had 2, and Blackburn have committed 2 fouls and Birmingham have committed 7. Wow. So let's see if it's still as feisty as it was the last time we were here. And here we go, folks. Your book, son. And yeah, John Buckley of Blackburn Rovers is gone in the book. He's shown a yellow card for a bad foul, so it looks like it is. So don't be surprised. There's a few more yellow cards flying around. Where are we? At Ewood Park this afternoon, because it looks like it's getting very, very feisty indeed. Chuck Sanike of Birmingham City wins a free kick in the attacking half. I'm pretty sure that he used to play for Arsenal, you know. I might be wrong, but I think he did. And Dara Lenahan, Blackburn Rovers, wins a free kick in the defensive half. A foul by Chuksaniki. Some messages here. Right, okay, so yeah, there's been a substitute for Birmingham, and Jeremy Lee Bella replaces Mark Roberts because of an injury. Yeah, I thought it was a bit weird. Normally, you don't get substitutions in the first half of games unless it's like to do with an injury or something, or the manager's really brave to make a tactical change. I wouldn't have I wouldn't have put it past Ian Emery. He used to make substitutions at half time if he thought it was necessary. So anyway, yeah, looks like it's getting a bit feisty up at Birmingham. And there's another one. Oh my goodness. Your book, son. And this time is Ivan Sunajic of Birmingham City. He's shown a yellow card for a bad foul. So 2 fouls in a couple of minutes there. It looks like it's getting really, really feisty between the two of them. Don't tell me what's going on here. What is going on here? Yeah, so, and then in the last minute before half time, Blackburn Rovers won a corner. So, yeah, Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 0. Let's go up to Blackpool and see what's going on there. It's currently Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 1. Blackpool have had 45% possession as opposed to Peterborough's 55%. Blackpool have had 5 shots as opposed to Peterborough's 3. They've had 4 shots on target, and Blackpool, that is, and Peterborough have had 1. Blackpool have had 4 corners, Peterborough have had none, and Blackpool committed 4 fouls to Peterborough's 2. So let's just quick update of what's happened. Foul by Nathan Thompson of Peterborough United, and Kishi Anderson wins a free kick on the left wing. Yeah, that one looks like it might be getting a bit tasty as well. Foul, free kick, foul, free kick. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look. I want to see what the foul count is like in this Blackburn Birmingham game. Blackburn have had 3 fouls and Blackburn have committed 8. Jesus. There you go. And there's been a goal. There's been a goal. There you go. And looks like it's gone in. Bristol City at Aston Gate. Let's get down to Aston Gate and see what the hell's been happening there. So, and it's scored by Huddersfield, by Holmes in the 41st minute, and it was assisted by Toffolo in the 41st minute. And there was a penalty missed by Ward in the 6th minute as well, which I didn't see that, I have to be honest. But let's see what that's all about. So the goal, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 1. Dwayne Holmes, Huddersfield Town, right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the centre of the goal, assisted by Harry Toffolo. There you go, people. And then there was just after that, 2 minutes later, there was an attempt missed by Eamon Benarous of Bristol City. He had a left-footed shot from the left side of the box, and it's high and wide to the left, and it was assisted by Antoine Semillena. So there you go. So the half-time whistle was gone at that game. It's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 1. So the half-time whistle has gone in all our featured games. It's Blackburn 1, Birmingham City 0, Blackburn 1, Peterborough 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 1, and Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 1. So let's see, because there's been another goal there just for... Let's see what that's all about. Let's get ourselves up to the City Ground, Nottingham, and see what's happened. So, the excitement never ends with the Warren's team talk, that's for sure. So it was scored by Lewis Potter in the 43rd minute, when it was assisted by McLaughlin in the 43rd minute. Let's see how that goal was scored. It was, like I say, it was scored in the 43rd minute. And Keane Lewis Potter from Hull City to add a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom left corner, and he was assisted by Sean McLaughlin to give Hull City a 1-0 lead at Notts Forest. So there you go. So Hull City are 1-0 up at Notts Forest. So the half-time scores in our featured game. Let's just recap. In our featured games, it's Blackburn 1, Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 0, Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 1, and Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 1. Right, so people, I am just going to leave you for 2 seconds while I go and put my central heating on, because I'm starting to get a wee bit cold. Just give me 2 minutes. I won't be 2 seconds. So, quite intrigued with that game, that Blackburn-Birmingham game, because it sounds like it's getting well feisty. People getting booked left, right and centre. If we don't have a sending off in that game, well, I'll be surprised. Just put it like that. So, Right, people, so I'm back. Let me just put the camera back on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go around the rest of the grounds, see what's going on. Right, so let's see. Let's look at the scores around the rest of the country. Right, so in League One, it's Cambridge United 0, Rotherham United 0, Ipswich Town 1, Sunderland 0, Morecambe 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Oxford United 1, Wigan Athletic 2, Plymouth Argyle 1, Charlton Athletic 0, Shrewsbury Town 1, Cheltenham Town 1. In League Two, it's Rochdale 1, Newport County 0, Salford City 1, Stevenage 0, Sutton United 1, Harrogate Town 0, Tranmere and the Rovers 0, Leyton Orient 0. And then in the National League North, it's Gateshead 2, Brackley Town 0, Leamington 0, Kettering Town 1. And then in the National League South is Billericay Town 0, Chelmsford City 0, Ebbsfleet United 1, Bath City 0, Hemel Hempstead Town 0, Chippingham Town 1. The FA Trophy is AFC Clyde 0, Solihull Moors 1, Aldershot Town 0, Kingstonian 1. Barnet 2, Boreham Wood 2, Boston United 2, Kidderminster Harriers 0. Cheshunt 0, Bishop Stortford 0, Quay Wanderers 0, Dartford 3, Curzon Ashton 1, Alfrington Town 0, Dover Athletic 0, Bromley 1, Eastleigh 2, Enfield Town 0, Farsley Celtic 0, Southport 1, Folkestone Invicta 0, Uxbridge 0, Hungerford Town 0, Weymouth 0, Kings Lynn Town 1, Nantwich Town 1, Larkhall Athletic 0, AFC Totton 1, Matlock Town 0, York City 0, Morpeth Town 1, Lancaster City 2, Needham Market 2, Wealdstone 0, Plymouth Parkway 1, Dulwich Hamlet 0, Radcliffe 0, Spennymoor Town 0, Slough Town 2, Eastbourne Borough 0, Southend United 1, Dorking Wanderers 1, St Albans City 0, Braintree Town 0, Southport County 2, Grimsby Town 0. Stockport County 2, Grimsby Town 0. Good old Stockport. And Stourbridge 0, AFC Telford 1, Tunbridge Angels 1, Torquay United 1, Wrexham 2, Gloucester City 0, Yeovil Town 0, Woking 1. And in the Scottish Championship, it's half time. It's Kilmarnock 1, Dunfermline Athletic 1. So Pars are pulled back and drawing at the moment. So that's good news for the Pars. So it's half time. And on our featured games, it's Blackburn Rovers 1, Birmingham City 0, Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 1, and Nottingham Forest 0, Hull City 1. And I have to say, that Blackburn and Birmingham game, it looked like it was getting a really feisty there in the first half. There was a couple of bookings. There was fouls flying in left, right, and centre. So let's go and check out what's happening and what the league table as well in the championship is saying with these scores. Let's see if I can get it to show me the table. So, table. Yeah, here we go. So here's the championship table. Fulham are top on 45 points, having played 22 games. Bournemouth are second, having played 23 games and got 43 points. But neither of them, like Fulham and Bournemouth, look particularly stable at the top. Fulham have only won one game out of the last 5, and Bournemouth have drawn 3 and lost 2 of their last 5. Blackburn Rovers look like they're on a bit of a march. They played 23 games and got 42 points, and they're sitting in third, having drawn 1 and won 4 their last 5. West Brom have slipped down to 4th at the moment. They're on 41 points, having played 23 games. And their last 5 games, they've drawn 3 and won 2. Queen's Park Rangers are 5th on having played 21 games and on 35 points. If they win those 2 games in hand, though, they'll they should go above West Brom into 4th. And then Stoke are in 6th, having played 22 games with 35. So they played 22 games and have 35 points. So they have won 2, lost 2, and drawn 1 of their last 5. That's the championship table. So let's go back and see. I just want to check. I just want to check to see if that Arsenal game is still going ahead. It is at present. At 4 o'clock, the game kicks off in an hour and a half time. And from here, it looks like they're still playing. They'll be the only game out of the 6 games that were supposed to be played in the Premiership today, the Premier League today, that should have gone ahead. They'll be the only one that does. Tomorrow, the 3 games are due to go ahead tomorrow. Tottenham against Liverpool, Wolves against Chelsea, and Newcastle against Man City. They're all still going ahead. And Right, hold on, everyone. I just need to send a message from someone. Sounds like one of my friends might have COVID, but I'm not sure. I hope not. Right. Okay, everyone. So it's now 7 minutes past 4. So it looks like tomorrow's games are still scheduled to go ahead. As is the game 5:30 tonight at Ellen Road between Leeds and Arsenal. And so those games tomorrow are Newcastle against Manchester City, Wolves and Chelsea, and Tottenham and Liverpool. So in the Scottish Premiership, it's currently Dundee 0, Heart of Midlothian 0, Livingston 0, Ross County 1, Motherwell 1, St Johnstone 0, and it's Rangers 0, Dundee United 0. So good on the Dundee United holding that heathen bunch from the other side of Glasgow. I can't hide my pleasure with that. I really can't. I'm sorry. So and there's been a goal. There's been a goal already in the second half. And it's come at Aston Gate down in Bristol, and it's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 2, and it's been scored by what's that guy's name? Sinani of Huddersfield Town, and it was assisted by Ward. The guy who missed the penalty in the 6th minute. So let's see what happened there. What happened? Right. Okay. So Daniel Sinani of Huddersfield Town had a left-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, assisted by Danny Ward. So there you go. Great start for the second half for Huddersfield. They seem to be somewhat on top in the first half, to be honest, from looking at the match stats. But they're continuing on in a similar vein. Only this time, they've made their pressure count and have put one in the back of the net. So, like I say, it's Huddersfield 2, Bristol City 1 at Bristol City's Aston Gate. Huddersfield Town have had 7 shots as opposed to Bristol City's 4. They've had 4 shots. Of those 7 shots, they've had 4 on target, and Bristol City have had 2. Huddersfield have had 4 corners. Bristol City have had none. And Huddersfield have made 8 fouls, and Bristol City have made 5. So there you go. So let's go up to Blackburn and see if it's still 11 against 11. I'll be surprised if it is, to be honest, after what was going on in that first half. Jesus, they were really getting stuck into each other. The match stats, it's Blackburn have had 51% possession, Birmingham 49, obviously. Blackburn have had 9 shots and Birmingham have had 7. And of those shots, Blackburn have had 9 shots, one of which was on target, and Birmingham have had 2 shots with none on target, and Blackburn have had 7 corners against Birmingham's 3. Blackburn have committed 3 fouls. Birmingham have committed 10. Oh my God. So it looks like they haven't calmed down a bit, have they? Jesus. So since the start of the second half, Birmingham have made a substitution. Maxine Colleen replaces Jordan Graham. And then there was a foul committed by Jordan James of Birmingham City in the 46th minute. And then Jan Paul Van Heck of Blackburn Rovers wins a free kick in the defensive half, presumably for that foul. Then there was a corner for Blackburn Rovers, which was conceded by Dion Sanderson. And then there was an attempt blocked by Joe Rothwell, Blackburn Rovers, after a left-footed shot from the left side of the box, which was blocked. And here we go, people. There's been a goal. There has been a goal. And where has it come? That's the big question. It's for Blackburn Rovers, and it's Blackburn Rovers 2, Birmingham City 0, and Reda Kadre of Blackburn Rovers has a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, and that was assisted by Darren Lenihan with a nice through ball, and that has put Blackburn Rovers 2-0 up against Birmingham City. So I'm sure that's going to cause even more anxiety amongst the Birmingham City team. So they're not going to be happy with that. So, Blackburn have had now 10 shots, 3 of which have been on target, and 2 goals scored. That's pretty good going. Like shots on target to goals conversion, that's pretty impressive. 3-2. They've had 7 corners, and Blackburn that's against Birmingham's 3. Birmingham have yet to have a shot on target, and they've only had 2 shots, in fact. And Blackburn have made 3 fouls. Birmingham are sitting pretty with 10. Gee whiz. So the other games, it's Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 2, Notts Forest 0, Hull City 1. So it's definitely heating up after half time, and that's what I like to see. I love it when there's lots of drama and excitement in this thing. So let's go up to Bloomfield Road in Blackpool and see what's going on there. And it's 1-1 currently. The match stats is 40% possession for Blackpool against 60% for Peterborough. Blackpool have had 5 shots as against Peterborough's 4. And Blackpool have had 4 shots on target to Peterborough's 1. Blackpool have won 4 corners and Peterborough have yet to win 1. Blackpool committed 5 fouls and Peterborough committed 3. So let's see if there's been any drama in the last few minutes. So since the second half started, there was a foul by Kenneth Dougal of Blackpool in the 49th minute. Then Siriki Dembele of Peterborough wins a free kick on the right wing. There was a shot which was blocked. Jack Taylor, Peterborough United, had a right-footed shot from outside the box, which was blocked. Josh Bowler of Blackpool wins a free kick in the defensive half, and there was a foul by Oliver Norburn of Peterborough United. So, yeah, there you go. So, let's go. Oh, and again, there's another one. Another one. And there's another goal, everyone. Another goal. And where's it come this time? And it's at Bristol City's Aston Gate. And Huddersfield are really putting Bristol City to the sword this afternoon. It's now Huddersfield Town 3, Bristol City 1. And the third goal was scored by Ward in the 55th minute. Let's see what happened there. Danny Ward of Huddersfield Town scores with a header from very close range to the top left corner of the goal. And shortly after that, there was a substitution for Bristol City with Cameron Pring replacing Robert Atkinson. And yeah, there's been more drama at Ashton Gate. And this time, your book, son. This time, it's a booking. And it's come for Lewis O'Brien of Huddersfield Town. He's shown a yellow card for a bad foul. So, yeah, there you go, people. And there's some chats in the chat box. Tony Blackwell, afternoon, Warren, just dropping in as working really busy day of football. Yeah, mate, couldn't get any worse, could it? Gee whiz. That's why I'm covering games in the Championship. It's been an absolute storm, I have to say. Tony says, hope you're well, my friend. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Tony. How you doing, mate? I hope everything's okay. I hope you're not getting too much stick of Terry. I'm sure he's been absolutely unbearable the last couple of days after what happened the other night at the Emirates. Dear me. I'm just glad he hasn't been streaming because I could have seen me losing the plot with him. Me. I'm sure he's had bloody street parties and bloody laptop dance and girls bloody laptop dancing and all sorts. Jesus Christ. Tony says, ha ha, your book, son, that's brilliant. Mate, I've got another one as well for sending off as well. Wait till that one comes on. I think Terry's waiting for a Christmas Day more and he hasn't said anything yet. Well, if you remember, he said he was giving Arteta till Christmas. If they lose tonight, mate, I'm telling you, he is going to get it big time. I'm going to be sending him a few messages saying, yeah, Terry, I seem to remember you saying that you were going to give to Arteta till Christmas. So, is there anything you'd like to tell us? Oh God, he is unbelievable. He really is. So yeah, it looks like we might have had some more drama. Yeah, and there's more drama. And it looks like Troy Deeney has left his cojones at home today, folks, because it's now Blackburn Rovers 3, Birmingham City 0. After a goal from Brereton was added to the one scored by Buckley and Kadra. So let's see how that third one went in. So it was a penalty. It was conceded by Matija Sarkic, and he fouled Ben Brayton in the penalty area, obviously, and then Ben Brereton stepped up to convert the penalty with a right-footed shot to the bottom left corner. So 3-0 now to Blackburn Rovers. It's Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 3, and Nottingham Forest 1, Hull City 1. So, yeah. It's been quite a dramatic day, to be fair. I have to say I was a bit concerned that I wouldn't have any games to cover, to be quite frank, but thankfully these games that I've been covering this afternoon have been really dramatic and interesting. So yeah. Yeah, so looks like the possession wise, it's been very even between Blackburn and Birmingham, 50% each. However, Blackburn have had 12 shots, and 4 of which have been on target, and they scored 3 of them. And Birmingham have only had 2 shots and none on target. So they're not really doing that much with their possession by the looks of it. Blackburn have had 8 corners and Birmingham have had 3. And they've had 3 fouls, and Blackburn have committed 3 fouls and Birmingham committed 13. So there you go. Tony Blackwell says, Ron, what did you think of the result against West Ham? Mate, I have to be honest with you. I thought West Ham were really poor, mate. I really did. I don't understand what went wrong. They just didn't look like they was up for it at all. Mikel Antonio looks like a shadow of the player he was earlier in the season. But Arsenal, to be fair to them, they took advantage of it and got the win. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm worried though that I still think that he hasn't really solved anything with this team. I just think that as soon as we play anyone decent again, and I'm not saying West Ham aren't decent, but I just think West Ham are really poor. If West Ham had played like they did against Liverpool a few weeks ago, I think it would have been a completely different story. But they just look flat to me. I don't know whether it's because they're tired or what it is, but they just look flat. And Arsenal took advantage of it. And I think the thing is, if Arsenal play a Manchester City or Liverpool, because we haven't played either of those teams at home, or we played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge because we haven't played them at Stamford Bridge, although they're not playing particularly well, I think we'll get found out. And because I'm convinced that the problems that we had haven't been solved, and this is just the thing is, our fans, they just get carried away, and Terry is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. He just gets completely carried away with it all, and as soon as they get one good result, he thinks everything's going to be fine and that we're going to be on this massive surge to winning titles and Champions Leagues and God knows what else, when the truth of the matter is that it's anything but that. And yeah, so yeah, sorry, I went on a bit of a ramble there, didn't I? But I don't know what you thought about it. What did you think? Did you because I don't know. I just don't think West Ham turned up, to be honest. I agree, Warren. We were poor. Give Arteta his due. They pressed West Ham high and stopped us playing, and deserved the result considering how we were. Yeah, that's what I mean by the fact that they took advantage of it. It's like a shark, really. They smelt blood and they just went for the kill, and that's what happened. But yeah, the problem is though, our fans will see that and they'll think, yes, we're on the march, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and all the rest of it. Yeah, when we do come up against a team that's in form or is better than us, like Man City or Chelsea or Liverpool or, or Tottenham, whenever Antonio Conte gets them banging, because he will, or United, then we're going to get found out. Because I just don't think that the problems have been solved. But Arsenal took advantage of West Ham's poorness. I think it's the best way to describe it, mate. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. But I think the January transfer window for West Ham can't come soon enough. If they can get some new players in, then I think that they'll be all right. But if you look at Arsenal results, most of the wins they've got have been against teams that were below par, including a non-league club. So on that basis, that's where I place Arteta's and Arsenal's standard, as you said, against teams that are in form. Arsenal get slapped. Yeah, I mean, look what happened when they went to Anfield. And look what happened when they played Manchester United. I mean, the away form for me is a bit of a worry, because the last 3 games away from home, we got slapped up. We went to United and lost 3-2. And if we'd gone for it, we could have beaten them. Everton, they're in an absolute mess, and we lost that game. Mind you, having said that, Everton got a draw at Chelsea the other day. So fair play to them for that. And then there was that game against Liverpool when we got destroyed 4-0. There you go. There's the alarm, Tony. As you said, Antonio looked flat. The red card should never have been. Same thing happened when Cresswell did the same thing and he didn't get sent off. Mate, that sending off wasn't a sending off, and it wasn't a penalty in my opinion either. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. West Ham need a forward 100%. Yeah. Do you think that the lad from United will come back? God, what's his name? Well, he looks like a little rat. What's his name? He did well at West Ham at the end of last season as well, didn't he? I can't remember what his name is though. Oh, was it? No, I can't. It's gone. It's that time again. Off at now. It is, Tony. It certainly is, mate. So with 70 minutes gone, it's still Blackburn Rovers 3, Birmingham City 0, Blackpool 1, Peterborough United 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 3, and Nottingham Forest 1, Hull City 1. Tony says, the biggest thing that's come out from VAR is the standard of our referees is shocking. Mate, it's absolutely terrible, isn't it? How that could have been given as a penalty, I just do not know. But last weekend, the amount of penalties that got awarded was an absolute joke. And I'm sorry, but I thought that there's the amount, most of them weren't penalties. I really did. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I don't know what's the matter with them. I don't know whether the FA are desperate to get people in. I don't know. Lingard, and that's it. He may be Newcastle bound. Should have joined us when he had the chance. Exactly, mate. It could be. If you get another really good forward in there, it could take some of the burden off Antonio, and they'll probably start banging in again because there won't be so much pressure on him, and you'll be firing again. And with VAR, it's the case of if in doubt, play dumb and see what happens. Like that. Well, I think you're 100% right, mate. I thought the whole idea of VAR was for a clear and obvious error, but they just seem to be using it as another tool, which is fine, but don't turn around and say it's for clear and obvious errors when it's not. They go into it because they're not sure what to do. So I don't understand that. I don't know why. I don't get it. And I just think some of the decisions that are being made are absolutely awful. And do you know, are West Ham going to appeal the red card? Because I think they should. Because I just can't see how that is a red card. I really can't. But and here we go, Tony. There has been another goal, and it's come at the City Ground, Nottingham, and it's Nottingham Forest 2, Hull City 1, and the goal has come from Johnson in the 72nd minute, and it was assisted by Graban. Let's see how the goal was scored. Brennan Johnson, Nottingham Forest, has a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right corner, and it was assisted by Lewis Graban with a nice cross. There you go. So Forest are now 2-1 up at home to Hull City. Blackburn are 3-0 up against Birmingham. Blackpool are 1-0 with Peterborough. Bristol City are 3-1 down at home to Huddersfield, and Forest are 2-1 up. So let's have a look at the table. Let's see if we can get the championship table up. So here we go. Here's the championship table. So Fulham are sat top with 45 points. Bournemouth in second with 43. Blackburn have moved up to third as it stands with 42 points. West Brom are fourth with 41. Queen's Park Rangers are in fifth with 35. And Stoke are sixth with 35. Forest have moved up to seventh with 34. Coventry have slipped down a place to eighth. Huddersfield have gone up to ninth. Middlesbrough have slipped down to 10th. Blackpool are up one space to 15th. And Birmingham have slipped down to 17th. So, yeah, there you are. And Derby County, look at that. They've only got 4 points, but that's because of the big points deduction, isn't it? Because otherwise, without the points deduction, they would be on 25. And they would be well clear of the relegation zone. Yeah, so obviously I've had a 21-point deduction for all the madness that's been going on there. Yeah, so 77 minutes gone. It's Blackburn 3, Birmingham 0, Blackpool 1, Peterborough 1, Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 3, and Nottingham Forest 2, Hull City 1. And Soucek and Kufal standards have dropped off late in my book. They're not making an impact like they did last season. Tony, do you think that's because people are now aware of them and that they're making plans to combat them? Whereas last season they were a bit of a surprise packet and people weren't really sure how to handle them. But now, because they've been here, they're sort of able to combat them. So I don't know. Not too sure if they're going to appeal, says Tony. Tony says, Ron, did you see the report that Aubameyang was ousted from training as the dispute between him and Arteta gets out of hand? Mate, I'm really heavily behind Aubameyang, mate. I really am, because I just think Arteta wants him out, and I think he's been waiting for the opportunity to do it. Because the story I heard was that Arsenal said to him that he could go to France, get his mum, come back, but he had to be back by Wednesday night so that he could attend training on Thursday. And he turned up, he came back on Thursday, yet he attended training on time on Thursday. But because of that, he's been disciplined. I just think it's a bit mad. I really do. I mean, I said to someone the other day, I said, if they treated me, if I was working for that company and I've been treated like that, I would have taken out a grievance against Arteta, because I just think it's completely out of order. You know, he hasn't not made himself available for training. So what is the issue? I don't know whether there's been a long-going dispute between the two of them, but just to oust people because you find it difficult to deal with them, what sort of way is that to behave? It's outrageous. You can't just out people because you find it difficult. He wouldn't get away with it in any other line of business. He wouldn't. It's just madness. absolute madness. He's done it with Guendouzi. He's done it with Saliba. He's done it now with Aubameyang. And there's discrepancies in the way that he's not consistent with his man management. That's what I'm trying to say, right? You had some fella, Willian, went off to the Middle East to have a steak when the whole country was supposed to be in lockdown, and he broke the law and government guidelines about the lockdown to go and have a steak in the Middle East. And Arteta did nothing about it. Xhaka throws the bloody armband to the ground and tells the crowd to F off. And he is allowed straight back in the team. He doesn't apologise or anything. I just think it's absolutely outrageous. The double standards. It's so clear that he's got his favourites. And I just think you can't do that if you're managing people. It's outrageous. And Tony says possibly Warren Kufar was injured. And I agree. Or is it Arteta's thinking that he's the star and he's showing his Buffon hair around to show who's boss? Yeah, possibly. But the thing is, if he's going to do that, then he needs to be consistent, because he ain't. And I just think he's jealous of these big stars, because let's face it, his playing career weren't all that, was it? He never got an international cap for Spain. Mind you, I think most players would have struggled to get in the Spanish midfield around the time that he was at his peak. And his coaching is shocking. And, it's no surprise to me that Arsenal have struggled to score goals or create chances with him as coach, because he just can't coach. And Pepe, you forgot him too. Yeah, and the treatment of Pepe, that's another thing. Well, we know Arteta isn't a man management style of coach. Yeah, but he needs to be. That's part of the job, isn't it? Yeah, Pepe. I mean, that business funnily enough, it was Leeds last season. He gets sent off and he gets ostracised in public and told that he has to apologise. And yet Xhaka is able to do what he does and gets away with it. I just don't understand how that is appropriate. You summed up Arteta in a nutshell there. He's a joke, mate. He ain't the man. And need to get rid of him. Need to get rid of him. Arteta had a peak. Laugh my ass off. Maybe he's still hoping. Mate, he ain't all that. He was a crap manager and a crap player. And Tony, it's that time again, buddy. There's been a goal, and it's come at Blackburn. It's now Blackburn 4, Birmingham 0. So let's go and have a look, see what happened there. Blackburn have now added a fourth one, and they're really rubbing the salt in the wound of Birmingham City. And Troy Deeney's cojones United have really got slapped today. Brereton has scored a penalty in the 79th minute. Let's see what happened with that. So, yeah, goal. Blackburn Rovers 4, Birmingham City 0. Ben Brereton, the Blackburn Rovers, a header from very close range to the high centre of the goal. That's a bit odd. I thought they said it was a penalty. Oh, no, the one on the 60th minute was a penalty. Yeah, so Ben Brereton scores his second goal of the game for Blackburn. 4-0. They're leading now. The game in the first half was getting really feisty. There were fouls flying in left, right, and centre, and it's still going. Look at that foul count from Birmingham: 16 fouls. Oh my God! Blackburn have had 47% possession. Birmingham 53%. Blackburn have had 15 shots to Birmingham 7. Blackburn have had 5 shots on target. Birmingham had 2. And Blackburn have had 8 corners and Birmingham had 3. And Blackburn have made 6 fouls and Birmingham have conceded 16. Gee whiz. There, that just says it all, really, doesn't it? And there's another goal gone in. Another one has. And this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. And this time it's come for Blackpool. They've gone 2-1 up in the 86th minute from Carey. And the goal was assisted by Anderson. And it's Blackpool 2, Peterborough 1. Sonny Carey of Blackpool has a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom right-hand corner, and that was assisted by Keshi Anderson, and that has put Blackpool up by 2-1. And surely there's no way back for Peterborough United now. So there you go. So there you go. Right. So, as I said before, being a manager and being a coach are completely different beasts. And he hasn't the balls to be a manager. He hasn't. But the thing is, Arsenal have made him the manager, didn't they? They upgraded him to manager, like sort of about a year into his reign. And I heard something really disturbing a couple of days ago. Like someone in one of his press conferences started asking him about his contract renewal, and I was thinking, no, please don't bloody remind them that he's got a contract that's going to run out. Just shut up, stop talking about it. Hopefully the club will forget it and then he'll run out. Troy Deeney tactics: if you can't beat them, kick them, laugh at that. Yeah, it's it in a nutshell, isn't it? And then they'd be saying that they didn't have enough cojones after the game. Oh my God. He's a funny boy. He really is. So let's have a look. I just want to check something. Yeah, you had Tony. West Ham was supposed to be playing Norwich today, wasn't they? And that got called off. So when's your next game, Tony? And let's have a look and see what's going on around the rest of the grounds in the country. It's Dundee 0, Heart of Midlothian 1. Livingston 0, Ross County 1, Motherwell 2, St Johnstone 0, Rangers 1, Dundee United 0. Oh, shit. And then Cambridge 0, Rotherham 1, Ipswich 1, Sunderland 1. Morecambe 0, Fleetwood Town 0, Oxford United 2, Wigan 3, Plymouth Argyle 1, Charlton Athletic 0, and Shrewsbury Town 3, Cheltenham Town 1, Rochdale 3, Newport County 0, Salford City 1, Stevenage 0, Sutton United 1, Harrogate Town 0, Tranmere Rovers 1, Leyton Orient 0. So, yeah, there you go. And Tony says, yeah, Ron, that got called off a couple of days back. We've got Spurs in the Cup coming up. Well, let's hope that game gets played. Apparently, they're having a meeting on Monday to talk about it. I don't know. I've got this feeling that they're going to shut it all down. 22nd of December. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it don't all get shut down. I've just got this feeling that that's what's going to happen. Particularly when you see games like one after the other getting falling like that. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? But we'll see. At the end of the day, people's health's more important than the game of football, isn't it? And here we go. Yes, Ben. And there's been more fireworks. And this time it's come at Bloomfield Road. And Blackpool have added a third one. And this goal has come from Yates, who scores in the 90th minute. Let's see what happened with that one. Blackpool 3, Peterborough 1. Jerry Yates of Blackpool has a right-footed shot from the centre of the box to the bottom left-hand corner of the goal to put Blackpool 3-1 up against Peterborough United. There's been a substitution as well in that game. Callum Connolly replacing Ryan Wintle. And Blackpool almost got another one. Sonny Carey had a right-footed shot from the centre of the box, but misses to the right, and that was assisted by Jerry Yates. So that Jerry Yates fella, he sounds like he's been quite a busy fella. So the game at Ewood Park has finished. It ended Blackpool 4, Birmingham City 0. So a very heavy defeat there for Troy Deeney's Birmingham. And the Blackpool game is into the 5th minute of added time. And it's Blackpool 3, Peterborough 1. Aston Gate is Bristol City 1, Huddersfield 3. And they're in the 3rd minute of added time. And at the City Ground, Nottingham, it's Nottingham Forest 2, Hull City 1, and they're into the 3rd minute of added time as well. Tony says, Warren, I've got to go. If I don't get to catch up, have a great Christmas. I'll give Terry my rewards from you, plus a message. Laugh out loud. Yeah, make sure that picture of Arteta gets put on the Christmas turkey. And have a lovely Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't see you before. I hope you and your family have a really good time, and please give my best to Terry and everything else, and have a safe, pleasant evening, my friend. Take care, mate. All the best. Speak to you soon. Take care. Bye. And it's ended now at Bloomfield Road. It's Blackpool 3, Peterborough 1. A good win for Blackpool there. They're still playing at Aston Gate in Bristol. It's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 3. And at the City Ground in Nottingham, it's Nottingham Forest 2, Hull City 1. And those games are still going on, and surely they're going to come to an end soon. So let's do a quick recap on the Blackburn Rovers game. It ended Blackburn Rovers 4, Birmingham City 0. Goals came in the 6th minute from Buckley and the 52nd minute from Cadra. And then Ben Brereton scored 2 in the 60th minute from the penalty spot and the 79th minute. In a game that to me sounded quite feisty, to be honest. And then the game at Blackpool and Bloomfield Road ended Blackpool 3, Peterborough United 1. And the goals in that game for Blackpool came from Anderson in the 27th minute, Carey in the 86th minute, and Yates in the 90th minute. And Peterborough United scored their goal from Dembele in the 11th minute. And then the Bristol City game, Bristol City against Huddersfield Town, is still going on. They're in the the 6th minute of added time, and it's Bristol City 1, Huddersfield Town 3, and the same story at the City Ground in Nottingham, where it's Nottingham Forest 2, Hull City 1, and now that game has just finished. It's ended Nottingham Forest 2, Hull City 1, and the goals in that came from Grabban in the 55th minute from the penalty spot, and Johnson in the 72nd minute. And the reply from Hull City came from Lewis Potter in the 43rd minute. So the only goal, and there's been a goal. There's been a goal. Yeah, the goal came from Bristol City, and it came in the final minute of the game. It came from Wyman, who scored his second goal of the game in the 7th minute of added time. The game ended as Bristol City 2, Huddersfield Town 3. Obviously, the goals for Bristol City came from Wayman in the 2nd minute and the 7th minute of added time at the end of the match. And Huddersfield's goals came from Holmes in the 41st minute, Sanani in the 46th minute, and Ward in the 55th minute. So, and there was also a missed penalty as well for Huddersfield in the 6th minute. So, yeah, there you go. Let's see if we can get the table up. Right. So there we go, people. Here's the championship table. So Fulham are sat top, having played 22 games and won 45 points. Bournemouth have played one game more and have 43 points. Third are Blackburn Rovers, and moved up to third. They have played 23 games and have 42 points. West Brom slipped down to fourth. They're played 23 games and have 41 points. Queen's Park Rangers have played 21 games with 35 points. So if they win both of those games, they will move up a place to fourth. Stoke City are in sixth on 35 points. Forest have moved up to seventh and are on 34 points. And Coventry City have slipped down to eighth and are on 34 points. And Middlesbrough are now in ninth with 33 points. And Huddersfield Town are in 10th with 33 points. And then the bottom three is Peterborough United on 19 points after 23 games. Barnsley are on 14 points after 23 games. And Derby, after 22 games, are on 4 points after that big points deduction. So there you go, folks. That is the championship table. So I think I am going to end it there. Please feel free to put your comments in the comment section of the video about what you thought about today's action. I did quite enjoy it, actually. I found it quite entertaining. So Arsenal are going to be playing in just over half an hour. So let's see if we can get the team, the Arsenal team up. Let's see if the lineup's out. So hold on just a second for me while I see if I can get that up. Just going to go to Twitter. Okay, so let's go back to here. I'm going to share the screen because the team is out. The team is out. Here it is, people. There's the Arsenal team for tonight's game. And he's gone with Ramsdale in goal, Tommy Asa at right back, Ben White and Gabriel are the centre-back pairing, Tierney at left-back, and then in midfield he's gone with Partey and Xhaka. Oh, no. And then in midfield he's gone with Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli and Lacazette. And then up front, the subs bench, he's got Leno, Holding, Chambers, Tavares, Cedric, El Neni, Pepe, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. So there you go. That's it. That's the Arsenal team for tonight's game at Leeds. So what do you think about that? What do you think? I'm going to finish it there. I'm going to go and get myself ready because I want to watch that match in a little while. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks very much for watching. And please don't forget to put a like on the video. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that if you could do that for me. And please remember to keep talking, look after yourselves, and take care, and have a great rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.